Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. We have been going through the amazing Northern Ontario Bigfoot footage, where the creature is captured briefly on camera for about 5 seconds at the tree line near the rocky shore of a lake. I enlarged that section of the video and I identified over 130 frames of video where the Bigfoot can be seen. There are many frames of this video that are of interest, and I will go over several of them with you, so that we can better understand what we are really looking at in this video. Frame 73 is very interesting. During that frame, the Sasquatch is exhibiting 4 Bigfoot characteristics all at the same time. The first is the forward lean. The creature has this lean the entire video, just as the famous Patterson and Gimlin film of Patty does at the Bluff Creek. This seems to be a normal posture for the North American Bigfoot. There was a scientific study with an athletic model trying to replicate Patty's forward lean, the gait, and the locomotion. ThinkerThunker goes over the data on video and gives an expert analysis of this Bigfoot trait in a video he posted called Scientists Weigh In on the Bigfoot. I will provide a link of this in the description of this video, along with other collaborating scientific comparisons that I will show you during our analysis. The second Bigfoot characteristic in this frame is the Shin Rise, that is raised much more than a human's normal gait of a 52% Shin Rise. ThinkerThunker proved in his video, 21 Degrees Between Bigfoot and You, that Patty's Shin Rise is around 73%, just like the creature is doing in this video. That is 21% more than an average human's normal gait. The third Bigfoot characteristic in this frame is the midtarsal flex, something a person would not be able to replicate. Look how the front of the foot and toes is curved up as it is beginning the step forward. For some reason, Bigfoot does this, as ThinkerThunker shows Patty doing it in his video, Most Amazing Finds, number 1, Bigfoot Midtarsal Break in Action. My personal opinion on why Bigfoot will flex the front part of its foot up when stepping forward is to avoid tripping on vegetation with its extremely large foot and to avoid stubbing its toes on rocky surfaces. Albert Ostman talks about this during many interviews and interrogations regarding his famous 1924 Bigfoot encounter, where he was kidnapped by a family of 4 Sasquatch that he lived with for several days before he escaped. Ostman described how the center of the foot could bend like an extra ankle or knee, and talked about how this creature could climb mountainside as well as a mountain goat using this extra joint. Dr. Jeff Meldrum also explains this, giving his expert analysis on what many believe are credible Sasquatch footprint impressions, casts, and concludes Bigfoot has a midtarsal break that acts like an extra joint in the creature's foot. The fourth characteristic in this frame that is actually more evident when watching the video because of the motion blur of the forward motion of the creature's arm sweeping below knee level. This creature in the video has extremely long arms, and there are a couple of frames where the hand or knuckles practically sweep across the ground as it traverses back into the cover of the trees. Watching the video of an athlete being coached by scientists on gait and locomotion and being able to practice replication in a controlled environment, then not being able to replicate Patty's gait, proves how extremely difficult it is to pull off a couple of Bigfoot moves or copy the gait of this elusive creature. I just don't believe a person in an expensive, well-made costume could pull off 4 locomotion characteristics of Bigfoot all at once, especially the forward flex at the midtarsal break, forward lean throughout the video, extreme Shin Rise of 73%, hands swinging below the knees, and evidence of a midtarsal break. I do believe the Bigfoot in this video is the real deal. Costumes and actors just don't have the ability to replicate what we are watching in this amazing video. There are a couple of frames in this amazing video I would like to show you and point out some interesting Bigfoot characteristics in those frames. After my good friend ThinkerThunker did an analysis on the video, this is what we know so far. The creature is at least 7.5 feet tall and may in fact be over 8.5 feet tall. ThinkerThunker pointed out that mature spruce trees are in fact 50 to 70 feet tall. This creature walks right in front of one, giving us a good idea of its height. He stacked this creature in front of that tree so that we were able to get the range of height depending on the range of tree heights. He also pointed out how the shin kicks back at an unusual angle that people don't do. Here are some frames of interest to me. This frame shows the typical dome head. Great side profile because you can see the ear. And here is the face, nose, and eyes. Okay, now look at this muscular leg. With the muscles flexing as it walks, you can see definition in the thigh region where it indents in the back and at the front at the knee. And then look how big and bulky the calf region is below the knee. Amazing frame from the video. Costumes don't show muscle definition and certainly do not show joint indentation at the knees or the elbows. This frame is really interesting. The creature is in direct light and now we can see several tones of color. Darker reddish brown, lighter brown tones on the back, and even graying around the head region. And where is this thing's neck? Now look here. His knuckles almost scrape the ground. How many people do you know that almost drag knuckles when they walk? Personally, I never met a knuckle dragging person. Now look at the arm ratios from the shoulder to the elbow, then the elbow to the knuckles. Wow, long arms that are filled out and defined, not what you would expect from a suit. Also, look at that giant hand and knuckles and absolutely no seam anywhere between the arm to the hand. Amazing Bigfoot footage from North Ontario. Hope you enjoyed a close look at what appears to be a Sasquatch on video. The closer we look at this video, the more we realize we are looking at a rare, elusive giant. This may in fact be a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. Keep on watching. We're gonna keep on squatching.